Please allow me to adjust my pants so that I may dance the good time dance and put the onlookers and innocent bystanders into a trance.
From Canandaigua, New York, it's the Duane Wilt Show!
Give the sea so the swine will marry and propagate lies. Tough luck for elected officials, the beast you see got 50 eyes. Bring it on home, spread the wealth, play it cool, the hand's been dealt. Now all the odds are in our favor, save the victory speeches for later. Streets on fire, the mob goes wild, wild, wild. Streets on fire, the mob goes wild. 21 guns, box made of pine, letter from the government sealed and signed, delivered Federal Express on your mother's doorsteps. 21 guns, box made of pine, letter from the government sealed and signed, delivered Federal Express on your mother's doorsteps.
Hello and welcome to the Duane Wilt Show on BeerPirateRadio.com. This is our first inaugural run, and I'm pretty excited to be here. I've got a room full of people here ready to talk with me on these here fancy microphones that I purchased from the interwebs. Well, one of them's fancy, the other one's a piece of shit, and the piece of shit one is the one I get to talk into. The fancy one is the one I let the dais, the gayest dais you'll ever meet. Well, actually, not the gayest dais, but at least one of the gayest on the dais. One of my co-hosts here, Robbie Kopp. Robbie, say hello to the people.
Hello, listeners of the Duane Wilt Show. I hope you learn to love us.
And if you don't learn to love us, we will come and find you and murder you in your sleep, all of you, all of your family and everything.
That'll win friends and influence people.
It will. If they stop listening, I'll find out. I will find you all. Along with Robbie Kopp here on the couch, we have the future Mr. and Mrs. Paul Inglesby. Right? Are you guys hyphenating? Have you decided what you're going to do? The great Paul Inglesby. Say hello to the people.
How's it going, friends and family and soon-to-be listeners? I'm Paul Inglesby, and this is my soon-to-be wife, Brittany Lynn Tush Inglesby.
Hi!
She doesn't talk much. She's a bit shy. We'll fix that.
She doesn't talk much, which means she's a better woman than most.
Oh, we are going to get letters.
We're going to get letters. That means we have listeners. If we have letters, that means we have listeners, and this entire first episode was a success. Hurrah!
I'm just going to troll through the comments and watch the whole thing escalate.
Sounds like a fun night.
That sounds like probably what we're all going to do. With the first 3 listeners, we're going to listen to all the hate mail from all 3 of them and be like, troll.
What if the first 3 listeners are one of us 4?
It probably will be. The question is, what if the first 3 listeners are the Billy Goat Gruff?
You want to try that one more time?
The Billy Goat's Gruff, I think is what I was going for.
For those of you that don't know, Sir Robert here is an English major.
You have to drag that into every conversation.
Absolutely, because you taught me that sure doesn't have an H in it.
It does if it's sure fine.
Or a microphone.
Or a microphone. Wait, what does the microphone have to do with sure?
Apparently, there's a Shure brand that is spelled with an SH. I don't know. He's been using that as a justification to misspell his goddamn texts.
Hey, it's not my fault. I'm dyslexic and texic at the same time.
Just because I use big words doesn't mean you're required to.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism?
You see what it is Paul likes to use big words to feel philanthropic.
You didn't use that right either.
That's the point. That's kind of what I was going for.
I don't.
This is
the most use I've gotten out of that stupid degree, by the way.
All right. Well, this is so far an amazing episode.
It's like majoring in welfare.
This is a pretty good way to start the show, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, we here on Beer Pirate Radio. Everybody got a beer here for us, right?
Yes, we do.
All right. That's the sound of happiness in a can. And like trying our damnedest not to feel dead inside. So, like I said, we have an upcoming nuptial. When are you guys getting married? When's that happening?
July 23rd, next month.
Next month, and you guys have a different thing going on for your weddings. People don't do this. People don't do this, and you people are doing this. Tell us what it is you're doing.
We are going to be the Joker and Harley Quinn.
You're having a theme wedding.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And the theme of your wedding is loneliness. But togetherness.
It's been the theme of their lives.
Well, essentially, it's also about bonding two psychopaths together and hoping it goes well.
Right, and it's not just you two that are dressing up though. Your entire wedding party, the guest list, like what's going on? Like I've heard a few different things.
Well, the idea is Brittany and I enjoy cosplaying. We go to different conventions around the area. For those of you that don't know what cosplaying is, it's when you feel so dead inside you have to dress as somebody else just to feel cool. And you get to meet famous people. It's a lot of fun. You should try it sometime. But getting back on the topic of our wedding, we enjoy cosplay, so our wedding party is going to be themed as Batman villains, but everybody else is welcome to come dressed up as what they enjoy too. So I'm sure we'll see a John Wayne or three.
A John Wayne, like specifically, like people just there to paint the wagon, or like just I'm not sure why John Wayne. Why did you go with John Wayne? Like, are you anticipating at least one John? You said or three. There'll be three different John Waynes. Three different John Waynes from three different John Wayne movies, or three different cosplays of the same John Wayne? Like, what are you anticipating here? Or will there be no John Wayne and you're a liar?
Well, I'm probably a liar, but considering 3/4 of our family are, their branches are getting a little weak and about to break, there's a lot of old Western fans we have in our wedding party, like my father.
If there's someone cosplaying as John Wayne at the convention, I will gladly go as a pilgrim.
And I'm sure that's a gay sex reference I don't understand.
It's Family Guy. Happy Thanksgiving, Pilgrim.
Happy Thanksgiving, Pilgrim.
It's a lot older than that. It's from an actual John Wayne movie.
Oh, see? Well,
Yeah.
That's... to any of our future listeners out there, I apologize if you enjoyed John Wayne. And not that there's anything wrong with John Wayne. It's just that the idiots on the couch, idiots on the couch / in my fancy broken ass computer chair, fancy as hell, with all one arm of it, didn't get the deep cut John Wayne reference. So I apologize to all of you out there.
Well, as I said, Brittany and I have a lot of elderly folks in our sides of the family that are getting up there. Most of them are senior citizens, and they enjoy the old-timey movies, and I think it would be funny, and I tell people to show up as what they like. So, let's hope that some of the elderly people like 1920s movies, or at least that's what I'm going to ask them if they don't show up dressed as anything and they look fancy.
Now, I'm sorry, Brittany, go ahead.
Is our marriage promoting abuse?
Shouldn't it be? Aren't you like a native and him a white man?
Well, I'm part native too, but let's not get into
Oh, yeah, you're from the Smackahoe tribe, and
Actually,
this little squad's about to be put in her place.
I prefer the term Wapaho. I'm an Italian and Native American, and it just sounds funny, and that kind of sounds abusive too.
It does. Wapaho does sound abusive.
I guess I'm a Wapaho too. It turns out that my father is a Native American Catholic and my mother is an Italian Jew.
Did he whop that hoe?
I don't know I'm not sure why you're so fucked up, but that's my excuse.
Well, I know you. That's mine.
I'm imagining your parents having sex. And I've never met your mother or your father, but I'm just trying to imagine those two creeds of human beings making intercourse.
Speaking of that, why is everybody so uncomfortable with the thought of their parents having sex? Yes, it might be gross, but if they didn't have sex, you wouldn't be thinking that, now would you?
Yeah, man. As you bring up a fair question. I think the reason people don't want to think about their parents having sex is because it's fucking disgusting thinking about your parents having sex. I understand the concept of trying to desexualize everything and trying to make sex more of a mainstream concept that everybody kind of understands. But at the same time, my mother, I wouldn't fuck her. And if my mom was hot enough, I might admit, yeah, I guess I might fuck my mom. As far as would I have sex with a person who looks like that? Yeah, sure, I would. Not necessarily my mom though. I watch a lot of MILF porn. If my mom was one of them, maybe I'd have more of those Oedipus thoughts. There's
a motherfucker.
The original motherfucker. God, was Oedipus? That's the Greek mythology, right?
I get that, but a lot of people try and throw the joke, your mom, or just stupid things like that in conversations, and they look at me funny. I don't care that my parents had sex to make me. No, they once told me that I was a happy accident, which is better than most kids.
Because most kids aren't happy, or most kids aren't accidents?
No, because most kids aren't planned.
Well, yeah. I mean, most anything isn't planned. Hell, this entire podcast so far isn't planned, and it's going just as I planned.
Really? It's not obvious?
Well, it better not be too obvious. Not to the listeners. Hello out there in Radio Land.
We are working without a script.
Well, I think what it was is...
Weren't we supposed to be reviewing the beer?
No,
Or
we're not
something?
reviewing this beer. We're going to be doing a beer review after the recording. We're going to be reviewing... I actually have recently I got my hands on a 6-pack of the pilot batch of Genesee Brewing Company's Scotch Ale.
Very nice.
So I have I have the first batch. I bought it at one of the local distributaries. Distributaries?
Yes.
Ah, the English major. Proving me right. Excellent. That's fun for me. I need any kind of validation I can. So listen, I'll take what I can get wherever I can get it. But yeah, so I picked up a 6-pack, so I'm pretty excited to try that. Go ahead. There will be a video linked to the website that you're currently listening to this on, and I'm also sure I'll share it on my Facebook page, Duane Wilt Comedy. So if you hear this and you're not on my Facebook page, please look me up at Duane Wilt Comedy. I do stand-up comedy. This is my first podcast. Not actually my first podcast. This is my first time doing a podcast. I originally did my first podcast with Beer Pirate Radio, a man by the name of Evan Bogart, who this current radio show or podcast is through the beerpirateраdio.com. And he is the original Beer Pirate. He was originally before that did the Basement podcast through the college that he was in, and I know people have actually heard of it. It's actually that was a thing for a while in certain groups, which is exciting that he enjoyed my interview so much on his program that he decided that he was going to have me start my own. The thing is, though, is Evan told me that we would have until July 9th to send out our first practice episode, and then from there we were supposed to be able to start our season right around August, and the entire timetable got pushed up yesterday, I believe it was, when he told me that he was hoping to have recording by the end of the week. And now today's being Tuesday. I have a show Wednesday night doing the Funniest Person in Rochester competition in Webster, hoping to bring home that title. Last year I made it past the first round, but I wasn't able to make it past the second round last year. So the first round is tomorrow night, and hopefully I can go out and wow the folks. And then Friday I have a show in Canandaigua with the very funny Andrew Lee, coming all the way from New York City at the V-Pub, the Villager Restaurant. Doors open at 7:30. Show starts at 8:30. Only $8 to get in, which is a pretty good deal, I feel like. And then Saturday, I'm doing a private party for a 14-year-old girl, which, I've made.
Wow.
It. Yeah, I know, right?
Wow. All the ways you could have said that.
Well, I mean, I work with a woman, and her daughter is a fan of mine. She is just excited the fact that her mom knows somebody who could potentially be famous. And listen, I'm not going to toot my own horn and say that I will ever be anything more than a fucking idiot who talks into a microphone in his living room with his buddies, or that talks into a microphone on a stage in a room full of his buddies. Okay, so I can't guarantee I'll be anything more than that. But this girl has some sort of high hopes for me and wants to be in on the ground floor of knowing somebody who might eventually be famous. She's like, oh my god, this is a thing, this is a person. She already has my autograph on her wall. She's never even met me.
I have your autograph on a shirt. I got it when you did your show with Preston Lacey.
That was an exciting show. Yeah, Preston Lacey at the Harmony House in Webster last November, right around my birthday. So it was a really good celebration. And actually, if we're in here in the living room, for my birthday, you got me those Blunt Man and Chronic action figures.
I sure did.
Which was right around the exact same time of that show. The day of the show, you brought those to the show. You had already given me my celebratory gift that you had bought me, which was, for lack of a better word, a really nice marijuana pipe that I use from time to time, hypothetically. Allegedly. I allegedly use it? I don't know. What's the best way to not incriminate myself when I say I
Not
smoke?
saying marijuana pipe, you stupid fuckwit.
Well, it doesn't help that it's black and it started off very pink.
Well,
Allegedly, guys.
Allegedly. Exactly. Allegedly. It's very black, but it was pink on the inside.
The views expressed on the Duane Wilt Show do not necessarily reflect those of this website or its
Affiliates?
owners and affiliates.
There you go. I feel like marijuana is going to be illegal eventually anyway, so fuck it. I self-medicate with marijuana and alcohol which is a lot better than some other people that I know who self-medicate with heroin or get their doctors to prescribe them prescription-grade heroin. I feel like I don't need an
Can
antidepressant.
doctors prescribe heroin?
No, but they can prescribe OxyContin, which is the same fucking thing.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, if it's got the same ingredients, it's like, say you're baking a cake and
You use
the
crack
box
cocaine.
says you can make it into a brownie mix. It doesn't fucking matter. It's still going to be the same baked good with the right amount of moisture behind it to make it tasty.
Just one tastes like it's from Walmart, the other one tastes like heroin. But so I forget what was I saying? Before the
The Preston Lacey show, your birthday and stuff like
yeah,
that.
that was an exciting show. But I forget what I was talking about before that. I was talking about a show or shows that were coming up. I know the Andrew Lee show. I'm actually hoping to have an interview with him for either this podcast or the next podcast, depending on when his interview comes in, because he'll be here on Friday to spend the night at my house. I have a nationally touring comedian who's one of the regular hosts at the Gotham Comedy Club in New York City, coming to fucking little old Canandaigua to do a show for us, which is such an exciting thing. And because the best I can do is put him up on my couch, I bought an air mattress.
Well, on that token, if I was a famous comedian and you offered me your bed, I'd feel a little awkward, so the couch is probably best.
Why? And why?
Note to self.
Elaborate. Why
Well,
would
think
my
about
bed
it.
be uncomfortable?
Well, it's not necessarily uncomfortable. It's just think about it. If you're, are you well acquainted with this person?
Are you well acquainted with the person? I just meant for him to look into the microphone when
Oh.
he's talking. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't want to have to
well
say it.
acquainted with the person who's staying on your couch? How well do you know them?
I've talked to him on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay. So, personally, if I knew a person for a short while and was only talking to them on Facebook, I'd be a little leery if it's like, hey, come crash at my place. You can have my bed. And it's like, interesting.
Does it come with you on it?
Yeah.
Because that is an important
Okay.
question.
My bed only
Nothing
comes
comes
with
when
me
I'm on it.
Took it from me. You took it from me, you motherfucker. I was trying to say.
I thought
something.
Oedipus was the motherfucker.
Well, you couldn't use that joke anyways. You have 4 kids.
So I won't come on my mother? That has nothing to do with my 4 kids. I just wanted to get back to what Robbie was saying about the Oedipus.
Well, I was referencing a joke from however long ago where you said, nothing comes on my bed.
Nothing comes.
Yeah. You'd have to. That's how you have 4 kids.
No, obviously they didn't. I mean, I had to come, and it didn't have to necessarily happen on my bed. And if we're talking about come on my bed, like I'm not gonna I shot.
Are we going to see a galaxy if we take a black light to your bedroom is the question.
No, I did my sheet laundry recently. That and what I do is I use I have the cock sock, or what I like to refer to as the jizz backstop.
So a condom?
Well, no, condoms. Listen, I will masturbate with a condom because it feels good. It does. It feels like you put. I take a personal lubricant and I fill the reservoir tip with the personal lubricant on the inside, and then you just go to town. It's better than just your hand. If we're looking at the difference between the two, and mind you, I keep a small container of personal lubricant next to the side of my bed for massive.
Alcohol?
No, it's not alcohol. It's not a social lube. It's a personal lubricant. A masturbatory aid, sir.
So alcohol.
No, alcohol is a sexual aid. It's not a masturbatory aid. A couple of beer goggles on, and it's time to ba-ding-ga-ding-ga-ding-ga-ding. Because that's the sound I make during sex. I don't know about anybody else. Like, some women are like, oh god, oh god. I'm like, ba-ding-ga-ding-ga-ding-ga-ding.
Well, that's interesting. Imagine if Yoda was having sex. How would that sound?
Oh my god. Oh my.
Why is he having sex with Chewbacca? I will never know.
Han's not solo anymore.
Poor Han. Spoiler alert.
From 6
Aw.
months ago?
On a how old movie?
I don't care. I know, but like, goddamn, I was so bummed when I found out on the internet before I watched that movie that he died. I really was, man. I was like, son of a bitch. Why? Why, Han? Why?
just to fuck with people because they kept saying that. I'm like, nah, man, I totally just saw the movie. If Chewbacca dies because the Millennium Falcon is blown up, and what do you know, Han and Leia are back together.
You know that there's actually a comic book, one of those what ifs comic books that says that Han and Chewie went back in time, and Han was killed by the indigenous people of the time, and he was found by Indiana Jones while searching for Bigfoot, who was actually Chewbacca. The remains of Han Solo were found.
Wow.
Right?
Whoa.
I've never actually read the book. I read something about the book online. I thought to myself, God damn, I want to read that book.
That is an amalgamation.
Yeah, it sure is.
That's a what?
An amalgamation.
English major?
Amalgamation. It means a blending of ideas into one finished product.
Jesus Christ, I gotta learn how to say amalgamation.
That didn't take long, did it?
I guess I'm on it. I have to remember the word amalgamation, because that's gonna be something I use on stage and confuse an entire group of people.
Brought to you by beer.
I'm gonna say it in West Virginia, and they're gonna be like, "Hang him!" He said amalgamation.
Your screen, sir.
Grandma ain't had amalgamation in years.
Amalgamation.
Deliberately using big words to confuse us.
Does that mean that Hillary won the election?
Because of an amalgamation?
Yeah.
Because she stole all of Bernie Sanders' ideas and ran them as her own platform?
I thought that was Trump's platform.
Was it an amalgamation?
No, stealing Bernie's ideas.
No. Trump's ideas are fucking kill the blacks, Mexicans are racist. We shouldn't just kill the terrorists. We need to kill their families and the people of their families. I actually had a dude come through the other day. Listen, and not only do I do stand-up comedy, audience, as many of you know, I work breaking rocks at the Taco Bell because all of our tacos are made of rocks. And I just wanted to see how that would go over. None of you people laughed. Maybe people in the audience laughed. And by in the audience, I mean who are currently listening to this on the internet. But I was working in the Taco Bell drive-thru, and I saw a guy coming through wearing a Make America Great hat. And I had no choice but to point out the irony of him coming to a fucking Mexican restaurant. How could I not?
Mexican with an asterisk.
Well, yeah, the air quotes Mexican.
So is that like saying you're going to an Italian restaurant of Olive Garden?
Right, that's exactly what it is. So,
But recently I read on the Facebook that Donald Trump refers to Canadians as snow Mexicans. How do you feel about that?
is that an actual? Are you telling me is that true or is that
That's
a
an
joke?
absolutely true thing. He's quoted it that.
Canadians are snow Mexicans. I
Yes.
love it.
Right?
I
have
love
never
it.
heard such a interesting way yet accurate way to describe Canadians, I suppose.
The nice thing is you can drink the
The Facebook?
Yeah, the Facebook, the YouTube, the stuff you find on the internet.
All right, hold on. We need to take a 2-second break here. I tried to send Brittany covertly to get us all a beer, and
Brittany Covert's in Farmington.
Brittany Covert is fuck her and all of the things she stands for, and the people she knows. And if she's listened to this, Brittany, fuck you. I don't even care if you hear. I don't care if anybody named Brittany hears. I hate everybody with the name Brittany, and it's just you're just. Listen, I understand you went through the things you went through and blah 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 blah. But anybody who's after I broke up with my ex-girlfriend, anybody who still talks to that bitch, fuck you. If you're listening to this, fuck you. If you're Shannon, fuck you. Just wanted to put that out there.
And Duane is drunk.
I'm not drunk just yet, but I'm working on it. Brittany,
You're getting drunk.
get us all around, will you please? Thank you very much. I just figured we could send Brittany because she wasn't talking the most. And all of that, the hand signals, she's supposed to be some sort of wind talker. And I'm trying to use American Sign Language. And she's like, I need Native American Sign Language. You're doing it wrong. I don't know. So, because we need more beer. This is Beer Pirate Radio, is it not?
Is it?
It's the
Yeah,
Duane
I
Wilt
believe it
show.
is.
Yarg.
Yarg. I like pirates. You know what pirates are actually people?
Yes.
They just are missing an eye.
So, speaking of interesting topics from lately, I was very proud of my nephew today because he was wearing a shirt that said Florida alligators on it. And because of because of recent events, I thought that was the greatest thing in the world because my nephew had probably told me he thought of the irony behind it. I mean, that's kind of contorting the story, but I'm a little drunk and you don't want to hear the 35-minute rambling, I'm guessing.
Paul's kind of drunk. He's come here, and since he's been here, we were able to drink one whole beer, too. How many beers do you want? What beer do you want? That's your first
That's
beer?
mine.
Uh,
Was mine.
So Paul's had, he's drinking his second beer, and he's already drunk. This is fun. This is
Well,
good.
I had one at Charlie's because here you go for you listeners local to Canada. Charlie Rydell's is opening back up Wednesday. We came back after lightning struck.
So by the time you guys hear this, Charlie Rydell's will be back open. But if you don't know, go to Charlie Rydell's and get yourself a burger. Those things are phenomenal. I actually went to Charlie's a while back, and right before the lightning strike happened. You guys see the video online?
I did, and that goes with my theory of, I'm sorry, Thor, use the front door. Another!
Another smash. No, I feel like I went into Charlie's, and I love the people at Charlie's, and I love Paul just buzzed his fucking knee.
Oh my God, are you okay?
Yeah, he's fine.
Oh, it was the bad knee.
Of course, it's the bad knee.
It's always the bad knee.
the bad knee. You never hit the good knee, and if you do, then your good knee is now your bad knee. Because it's not good to have it hurt.
If any of you listening do go to Charlie Rydell's and look in the kitchen and see a girl working back there who looks about 12 years old, you just met Brittany.
Yeah, that's the one. She's the one who has said like 3 whole words this entire podcast.
Brittany, tell us what you do at Charlie's.
Coke. No.
I'm sorry, sir, but we serve Pepsi.
I take the orders. That's what I do.
Ah, you submissive bitch.
And I took the orders at Charlie's.
You took that one from me. Bastard said it before I could.
I know, right? I'm just quick like that, off the draw. Then again, I've thought long and very hard about submissive things with Brittany.
You said long and hard.
Yeah, I meant my penis. I meant my penis. And I'm
Not if
talking
you said
about
long.
Okay, fair enough. But it's
Heavy?
It's a nicely shaped penis. My penis is weird. I have a weird penis, and what it is, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell it to you guys and the people in the audience. My penis resembles that of a confused puppy, in the way that like its head is just kind of perpetually cocked 45 degrees to the one side. Like it looks nice. It's very well shaped and it's pleasant to the eye. It's pleasant like to observe, but then like it's still kind of like it kind of cocked to the one way, a little confused looking.
You know, scientifically, that just proves you use your one hand way too much.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Do I just corkscrew that thing and that's why it cranked the one way?
Yeah.
When I'm cranking my crank, it got cranked?
Essentially, if a girl wants to figure out what hand a guy uses most, they can look down because I read on in a
So
Playboy
Brittany,
magazine,
if I show you my
basically,
penis, will you be able to tell?
and I read in the
Because you
Playboy.
said girls have to be able to tell, and so far we're in a room full of men except for the one.
Well, anyways.
He means Brittany.
He means Brittany specifically.
I was reading in this Playboy that usually your penis curves like that because you use your dominant hand to masturbate most of the time, and that's why the stranger feels so good.
That's accurate for a curve, but mine's not an actual curve. It's just literally, the head itself is just a little cock to one side. Like I look at it, but like you know how the line goes straight up and down, no matter which way it's curved. My line is at a slight angle. But the whole head's just cocked to the one side a little bit.
The guy that
I now know way more about your penis than I am comfortable with.
And the guy
you know,
that's-
You and any potential listener.
can we scale it back a notch? The gay guy is getting uncomfortable.
Sure, but this last joke, the guy who circumcised you really must have hated your parents.
Ah, man, I don't understand why I got circumcised. Like, I didn't make the decision. Mind you, I just feel like I'm not confident in my penile size as it is. I don't know anybody who's excessively confident except for maybe Paul. I've heard you just got a fucking animal trapped in that drawer.
Aside from Brittany, where have you heard this?
The gay
Robbie,
guy's
they
hand
can't see you
slowly
raising your
raises.
hand.
Right? I have to narrate that, Robbie. Think about it. Use your words.
Raise
The
his
sign
hand
language didn't work.
awkwardly.
We've already established this.
Thank you for explaining the joke, you moron.
Explaining the joke to all of the people who can't see.
Yeah. All you had to do was mention that I was raising my hand. That would be the funny thing, that I was raising my hand when no one could see it. Then you over-explained it, and it wasn't funny anymore.
Well-
If you have to explain a joke, there is no joke!
That's not true.
Did that just spike all to hell?
That spiked all the hell. I'm watching that fucker turn red. So, to the listeners whose speakers no longer work, I'd apologize, but you can't hear us anymore.
So if
Then why are you apologizing?
Well, right. Fuck those listeners. Go buy new speakers, bitches.
So does that? Never mind.
No, not never mind. You started saying something. Fucking say it.
It's completely moronic. I was just about to ask, does that mean that blind people will listen to this because they can't see, so all they have to do is listen to us drone on?
You're right. Completely moronic. You know, we weren't even close to wrong with that. God damn. I thought to myself, you know who I'm going to have on my show? I'm going to have Robbie, because it makes sense. He's he's moving in, going to be the roommate, which is exciting. He'll be here to do this anyway. And then I was like, well, who's like another person you can't get to shut up no matter how hard you try? Fucking Paul.
Yeah, but I'm like the fourth person you called.
I know. You honestly, you
Wait,
weren't.
were you?
No, I was just trying to make a joke.
Good job. Come on, slow clap. Yeah. Oh, God, is that the wrong time to start a slow clap? Yeah.
I don't know. Ask Molly Ringwald.
Yeah, if not another teen movie, it's taught us anything.
For the three of you out there who still remember what that movie is.
Why do we keep thinking we're only going to get 3 listeners? Are we that pathetic?
Well, no,
I
I mean,
just
no.
imagine
Robbie's
we're-
being fairly optimistic, saying that out of all of the listeners, 3 of them.